Hi everybody, it's Monday. You know that, you're watching. But this is a next steps video for Boss Fight because Boss Fight is funded. Woohoo, the campaign's over. Yes, it was funded a while ago, but the campaign's over. I don't have to crowdfund anymore for a while. Oh my god, it's exhausting. I was going to do a more content heavy video today, but I am feeling like I'm getting sick after coming back from Sudbury. It might just be that I got blasted with weed again and I'm allergic, so that could be it, but I feel like I'm getting cold or a flu or something like that. But people in Sudbury are very nice though, and it is a very nice downtown. Really enjoyed the Laughing Buddha restaurant. So if you're in Sudbury and you like kind of like healthy food, the Laughing Buddha is very good. I enjoyed it very much. The quinoa bowls are amazing. That sounded really flaky, didn't it? Anyway, I wanted to give you guys a few things about Boss Fight. Bit of a postmortem on the campaign. I was afraid that the crowdfunding a month later would hurt it on the back end. It did. The Steam sale, coupled with it being summer, the early weeks of Boss Fight actually matched or exceeded Lady Bits. The last week of Boss Fight didn't. So note to self, make sure you crowdfund in April, May, not June. Lesson learned. But there's some very interesting positives that show a real strength in this community and this brand. First of all, the average backer pledge, so the amount of money each individual put in on average, was $7 higher for Boss Fight than it was for Lady Bits. The average backer pledge for Lady Bits was $50.58. The average backer pledge for Boss Fight was $57.42. So that's really good growth. There was also less pledge directly within Kickstarter, more from external referrers, meaning people clicking on links on Twitter and YouTube and things like that. YouTube was still by far the biggest source, followed by Twitter. No surprise there. Facebook's a dead zone because of how its algorithm works. But so that means that more people from outside were recommending this project to their friends. The other really interesting thing is that the episode commitment was deliberately less on Boss Fight. I did not want to commit to 14 episodes again. 12 episodes plus 2 extras. It ended up being 13 episodes plus 2 extras. But the per episode budget for Lady Bits was about $2,000, give or take, which is high for the internet, but by general budget standards for what we were doing, quite low. The per episode budget for Boss Fight is going to be $3,500, which is significantly larger than Lady Bits. So that's very good. That's good growth. It shows that asking for a smaller episode commitment at a time is the right way to go. So that was happy. I deliberately put the double the episode stretch goal higher and prioritized other stuff because we can always separately fund season 2, right? I learned that from some independent comic creator people I know from Boss Fight. Like, no, don't overextend yourself and do a million things at once. Crowdfund more often. All right, cool. The backer loot is going to go into production as soon as the designs are voted on. I have a wonderful t-shirt designer, woman I happen to meet through our shared interest in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But she's phenomenal. She's got some great designs. So what's going to happen now? The surveys are going to go out today. You may already have them, but they're going to go out today. So please check the mailbox for your Kickstarter address. That's super important, especially the people who took the writing credit. We are going to have to start organizing that and getting on that, because what's going to happen next is you will get your surveys. There are going to be 10 days to fill out the Boss Fight, what myths do you want to see for those of you at the $50 tier and higher? What myths do you want to see busted? The add-on things, 10 days for that. So midweek next week, That's going to be closed, and the list is going to be assembled, and you're going to get a link to a Google form to vote on, your top 5 myths. And then the voting period for that will be another 10 days. Everybody else is, the $25 tier and higher about the plot points and Patreon. That will be going on at the same time. And so after that, 20-day period, the writing staff is going to start, the people who took those tiers are going to start on your backstories. Everybody else, it's all going to be compiled. The t-shirt designs are going to get voted on in relatively that period as well. Those are going to get made. The patches are going to get made. All the fulfillment ordering is going to be done on the front end this time, not the back end. I don't want to get into that mess again that I did with Lady Bits. So, I mentioned the patrons. The loot stuff is closed. It's closed. I feel very strongly about that. You got to back the campaign. None of this, oh no, long tail, we're going to do another campaign after the first campaign and you have to give people a bunch of money for your first. That makes no sense. You got to get to work. So if you missed for some reason the boss fight campaign, you still can become a patron and get the voting privileges of the $25 tier. That was always going to be it. Help support this channel. Become a monthly patron. Patreon.com/LeannaK. But nothing else. No physical stuff. Once the boss fight t-shirts are voted on, we are going to work on hopefully getting a different t-shirt design to just sell a la carte. But the other thing that's going to happen is I'm going to be setting up the Discord, and that's how we did it through YouTube chats last time with the discussion of the myths and stuff. That's going to be through a Discord this time. Because then it's an ongoing thing and people don't have to show up at a particular time, which I think makes a lot more sense. So for those of you at the $50 tier and up, you will be the first person to get into my Discord. So that's going to eventually, once Boss Fight is done, it's going to be sort of a general interest Patreon thing. Patrons will have access to Discord as well. So if you missed it, if you want in on this stuff, that's how you do it. I'm not sure how we're going to work it with people dropping Patreon and still having access to Discord. I don't know enough about Discord yet. This is going to be a learning curve, but that's what's going to be happening. I just want to say thank you in the meantime for the people that back this campaign, because these campaigns allow me to not chase an algorithm on YouTube. And some of the stuff that has been going on with YouTube lately, I have not been able to fully check out the idea that, Tifa Lockhart search terms have been disabled from YouTube, stuff like that. I know any video I do on Tifa lately is automatically demonetized, and I have to request a manual review. And they usually get approved after manual review, but that's really annoying. Because I lose the first day. It usually takes too long to manually review it, and so I lose the first day of ads. But these sorts of projects allow me to create high quality, more evergreen content regarding video games, and I don't have to chase, what's the scandal of the day or the hot take of the day and that kind of stuff. That's important work too, making, distinguishing fact from fiction in that regard. But I like being able to make issues-based content, and YouTube does not reward issues-based content. YouTube encourages, based on their algorithm, attacking individuals, not challenging ideas. So I'm really looking forward to this, and obviously, the character work as well. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll probably be looking forward to it even more once I feel better than I do right now. But doing stuff with the Social Justice Warrior and Princess Sparkle Muffin and Beelzebub and company. And I'm really interested to see what myths people, what myths and what characters people nominate to represent those myths. And that's my question for you guys. That's the one thing that has not been, I haven't figured out quite how to do yet. I was just going to offer an A-B choice, but then people said, don't limit it quite that much. Do 3 if you have 3. I think that might be, I might do really brief 24 to 48 hour surveys for those characters. So if a character, like a popular one from Lady Bits, like Boobser or the Evil Queen or something like that, if they're wrong for one, maybe people will think they're better for another. So it'll just be really quick polls, really frequent voting. So please, if you are a Boss Fight backer, make sure that Kickstarter email is current. Update it if it is not the one you check the most frequently. You can always turn it back after this period's done because of the junk you get from Kickstarter. But there's going to be a lot of activity in the next month and a half. There's going to be a lot of participation. There's going to be a lot of feedback. You guys know I'm big on feedback. I'm big on comments. I'm big on this stuff. I want to know what you guys are thinking, because one of the big things about Lady Bits and about Boss Fight is I want people, yes, it is my opinions. And yes, I know you guys believe very strongly that I should offer my valid opinions. But I also think it is important, especially if you're investing in emotional equity in a project, you feel represented and you feel heard. And that's very important to me. So that's going to be going on. It's going to be a flurry of activity. It's going to be a busy summer in this regard. And then, loot will go out and everybody will get their stuff and you'll actually have it this time while the show's coming out. And then again, I'm aiming roughly for October, for the premiere of the first episode. So that's sort of my time frame. So it'll be done by spring, and then we'll crowdfund season 2 again. So there we go. That is where we are. That is where we will be if all goes according to plan. This is very exciting. It also says there's a 14-day window for collecting pledges. So I'm going on faith here, but we really got to hit the ground running on this stuff. And I suspect that the number of uncollected pledges will be relatively low. So yep, that is where it's going to be happening. This is the way it's going to go. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. You guys always have really great ideas. So thanks for watching. And again, if you still want in, I suspect most people did not miss this. You guys are watching. If you were able to, you backed, but help support this channel, become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK. If you were not able to back for financial reasons, I know a bunch of people apologized to me for that. Do not worry about it. The whole idea of these campaigns is people give what they can. And the wonderful thing about gaming is that we are a community where we don't have to force these things. People truly, they volunteer to back things so that everybody can have them. Gamers are big on sharing, despite the reputation. You can support it in other ways. You can promote the episodes when it comes out. You can be a backer that way. And even if you have a very small social media footprint, some of those are more important because the people that you communicate with are actually people you communicate with. They're not a bunch of hate followers or lurkers, right? So thank you so much. This is going to be great. Onward and upward to the next thing. And for the people with Lady Bits who are still waiting for those DVD links, the DVD file links, just so you guys know, the guy who's setting up the FTP server for me moved and had some real issues getting his new internet installed. It was a huge delay. So he has it now, and we're getting to work on that. That's the delay there. It is still coming. So good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Thanks for watching.